Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. It's Friday night. Gonna kick off the weekend with some triangle strategy. I love this game so much. Chapter 3.
Serenoa and his stalwart allies prove their mettle against the realm's fiercest warriors before finally facing Sir Maxwell, victor of the previous tourney. After a hard-fought match, the Dawn Spear emerges victorious once more. Though beaten in the end, Serenoa's courageous display impresses itself upon all in attendance. Any doubts concerning House Wolfort's martial might are put to rest. Thus marks an end to the tourney and the festivities as a whole. With the spirit of harmony in their hearts, the delegates of each nation make preparations for their return voyages.
Seeing our honored guests off shall be your last lordly duty this day. Now, I remind you.
It is not to be taken lightly. Worry not, Benedict. They shall be sent off with all the pomp they deserve.
You take to your new role well, Lord Serenoa. As I must now take to my own. Pray, visit me at the mines whenever you have the time.
Farewell, Frederica. May we never meet again.
If only.
Thank you for such a productive use of our valuable time. I do so love interminable speeches and watching brutes play at war. Truly, the spirit of Glenbrook was on display for all to see.
Well, at least you enjoyed the wine.
Oh, I should watch my tongue. Wouldn't want her to go whimpering to brother.
Pay my fool cousin no mind. We have work to do. Work more important than any he could hope to be trusted with.
I apologize for those two. This was a fruitful day for all in attendance.
I am glad to hear you say so, General LaFlora.
Three of the 7 ministers.
I can't believe we lost. I thought you were supposed to be one of Hyzet's greatest warriors.
Our foe was a worthy one. It would be an honor to cross blades again someday.
Thank you for your hospitality. Please give my regards to Lord Simon.
Of course, Minister.
It would seem everyone is gathered. You'll find your boats are laden with a bounty of Glenbrook's finest wares, victuals. King Regna asks that you eat and drink your fill, and toast to our three nations' newfound alliance.
More of that swill you call wine? I suppose I could force myself to partake.
Your king honors us with his generosity. We shall present these as offerings to the goddess of salt. The Hierophant, too, will no doubt be overjoyed.
Lord Wolford, I bring a message from King Regna. He would have you join our guests on their return voyage to serve as their envoy.
This is a great honor, my lord. you would represent our nation and speak with the king's voice.
If it is His Majesty's wish, it is a duty I will gladly accept. But there are 2 vessels and only one of me. Did King Regna say which of our honored guests I should accompany?
He would leave that decision to you, Lord Wolford.
Lord Falks, as representative of another of Glenbrook's high houses, will board the ship you do not.
And Tellior will be stuck at home. Yep, thought so.
Last I knew, our kingdom had 3 high houses, not 2.
Mere fact that you whimper those words before us is answer enough.
Oh, that's Silvio. Yeah.
Good show at the tourney, Lord
And
Serenoa.
Landroy.
You truly are your father's son. The king has seen fit to leave this decision in your hands, and I shall not gainsay his wisdom.
A lord must be worldly as well as wise. I trust you will conduct yourself as befits the lord of a high house.
Haven't really decided what I'm gonna do. I've actually done 2 of each. I've gone to Hyzant twice and gone to.
The king has entrusted this decision to you, my lord. I suppose you have an idea as to why.
Gone to Esfrost twice.
He means to test my judgment. He is waiting to see which I choose and for what reason.
Indeed. We are friendly with both nations now, so neither choice will earn his ire. That said, there is no telling how these relations may change going forward. No doubt, the choice you make will have an effect on our own house's relationship with the nation you choose.
I understand. This requires careful consideration. Benedict, gather the others. I would hear their opinions on the matter. Then we shall consult the scales of conviction.
At once, my lord.
Okay, there, Chomper. How are the Unite games? Only lost twice? That's pretty good. He has routed for a long time.
It seems your first test as lord has come. 'Tis no small matter either.
Indeed, but I needn't face it alone. I would ask each of you where you think we should go and why. State your case before the scales of conviction. Then we shall decide our destination.
We take a vote and the consensus determines our action.
Should we leave it up to the AI? Don't even bother convincing anyone?
So long as my allies walk by my side, their opinions carry equal weight to mine. Such is the way of House Wolford. As Lord, I shall bear the weight of consequence for the Scales' decision, whatsoever they may be.
You are more serious than usual, my friend.
Yeah, there, Poncho.
He understands what it means to be lord of his house.
Well, I hope you have room for a stowaway, because I'm going too. In secret, of course. I trust the new Lord Wolford will handle the ponderous negotiations and diplomacy with grace.
Your Highness, you cannot be...
You may stay ashore if you wish,
Hmm.
but...
You know I cannot allow that. If you insist on going, then I shall attend you.
Well then, it would seem the matter is settled.
There is exactly 1 coin for each of us.
It seems fate has conspired to bring balance to our proceedings. How curious.
Curious? I see it as a sign that the heavens approve of my joining.
This is a really nice cast, actually.
You
Yeah,
never the optimist,
healer,
my friend.
thief, slash assassin, 1 buffer, 1 mage, 1 cavalryman, 1 archer, 1
well.
tank, and 1 like
I would
general
hear each of
brawler
your thoughts
swordsman.
on the matter in turn. Then you shall place your coin upon the scales of conviction and illuminate the road ahead.
Like somehow they managed to capture like most of the generalist combat categories for an RPG. Nine and 3 is a really good record. Games Unite, that's so much Unite. 2 hours of gameplay. So Anna's the only one undecided. What do you want to go to Esferos? Oops. Okay, she wants to see the strength of their soldiers.
Lord Serenoa.
Doesn't matter to her.
Serenoa.
Always wanted to go where the mother was born. Because she wants to go to Hyzant.
Lord Ser.
Also wants to go with her for the same reason.
Say.
Listen, lad.
He doesn't like the vibes of Hyzant. Patriot. The Royalists, yep. Ooh, RPG. Hey there, Ikari. Might be one of the first times that I actually listened to the Glenbrook version of that. Alright, we're going to just go for it and see what the AI chooses for us.
It is time to cast our votes.
So normally what would happen is if I really wanted to do one thing versus another, then I would talk to the people that disagree with me and then tell them that I think that we should do my thing instead of theirs. And then they would give a couple of like arguments as to why we really should do it, and then I would have an option to pick between 3 things to say whether we should do our thing. And so you can appeal to like emotions or to like logic, or you can, you know, cast doubt and things like that. So for example, if you really don't want to go to Hyzant, where they treat the Rosalians as slaves, then you could tell to Frederica, like, oh, maybe we shouldn't go because maybe they'll like mistreat you because you're, you know, a Rosalian. Or you would say to Gila, like, oh, we wouldn't want something bad to happen to Frederica because she is a Rosalian. But I'm pretty sure that because Frederica's like super defiant, she would be like, well, that's even more reason to see what's going on over there. So that's kind of like one of the mini games that you can do in there. And I played through this 4 times. You can see like all of those different interactions. So I've done literally everything at this point. Failed negotiations, successful negotiations. Also, your morality, utility, and liberty stats greatly influence your influence over your own character. So I'm pretty sure that I can say anything to them and they would just agree with me at this point. Because the last playthrough that I did, I really fumbled a couple of the conversation choices and we still ended up basically doing everything we wanted to do. What is a Rosalian? So, this character with the pink hair, she is of a race of people called Rosalians, and the teachings of the goddess of Hyzant say that the Rosalians are the main reason of like suffering and sin in this world. Basically, that the legend has it that they once tried to steal all the salt of Norzalia for themselves, and they were greatly punished and they were put basically as chattel slavery for the evil of Hyzant. So they work in the salt mines all day and all night. Not all night, but all day, and a lot of them are, you know, dying out in the fields and whatnot, and they're viewed as less than people. But that's in Hyzant. And so some of those Rosalians rebelled about 35 years ago and escaped the source, which is this giant lake, salt lake, where they mine the salt from. And they escaped into Glenbrook, where the it was Lord Simone, Serenoa's father. That's the main character. That's who this guy is. Serenoa's father basically said, hey, you're allowed to stay in this little village over here, we'll keep you safe. And so there's like a village of people who were freed by a mysterious and important Rosalian of the past. Actually, I think that is not that uncommon knowledge. And also this is like the 5th playthrough. So basically that important rebellious Rosalian is actually Frederica's mother. And she led the people to Glenbrook, and then Hyzant basically was trying to fight our royal family because of the fact that we had Rosalians in our on our lands, and they wanted to bring them back to the source so they could continue to be slaves. And then in a huge political power play, they actually sent Frederica's mother to Esfrost, the 3rd kingdom in all of this, in order to be the concubine to the Archduke. So now, that basically meant that now it's like 2 nations against 1 instead of it being just 1 nation versus 1 nation.
Do we journey to the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, or the Holy State of Hyzant? Approach the Scales of Conviction with your token at the ready. The Scales of Conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
return to Hyzant.
The way forward is decided. We journey to Hyzant. We have decided. We set sail for the holy state of Hyzant.
Yep, Frederica
Whether or
is
not it
the
proves to be
mage
right
among the
choice
main
will depend on
characters.
our actions. I trust in you all.
There are several mages though. So Frederica is a fire mage. The best mage in my opinion is begins with a name. I think it's Corentin. And he's an ice mage. And he's the best mage because when you cast ice abilities, it actually freezes the ground that it's on, and it like slows down enemies because there's a movement penalty. So if you have like 5 move, then you can normally go 5 squares. But being on ice means that it takes 1.2 movement in order to get over it. So you can only move like 4 squares instead of 5. Or if you're like, you know, a 3 movement character, then you can only move 2, and so on. And also, he gets special properties when he's on ice. So when he starts the turn on ice, he gets an extra skill point. So basically, he can like cast way faster than any other mage. Ice magic does less damage than fire magic, but like using your most powerful move at like 90% damage percent every turn, compared to doing 100% damage every other turn, is, you know, kind of a no-brainer. Right, the tactics? Yeah, you're gonna see some combat eventually. So I get through all of this stuff.
We are ready to set sail, Lord Patriot.
Very good, my lord. When you pay respects to the Holy One and the Saintly Seven, remember that you do so on behalf of our king.
Now, this is a tactical RPG similar to Tactics Ogre, or I mean, I want to say, so Fire Emblem is a tactical RPG, but this is very different from Fire Emblem. It's closer to Final Fantasy Tactics and Tactics Ogre.
It may be in Lady Frederica's best interests to remain here in Glenbrook. I fear there may be some complications were she to come to Hyzant.
Huh? She is half-sister to the Archduke and my betrothed besides. What complications could there possibly be?
None, if I had any say in it. However, the matter is more delicate than that.
Your lady's hair would draw attention. Unfortunately, none of it favorable.
My mother's hair. The pink locks of the Roselle. Mother once told me of how her people fled Hyzant.
Then you know how the Roselle are viewed in our nation. How the gospel of the goddess regards them as sinners.
Yes, I do. But I am from Esfrost, and I assure you I have committed no sins.
Of course, my lady. Very well then.
Everyone's being so careful politically right now.
Is a pleasant one.
I just love the geopolitics of this game.
Thank you. Pray forgive my outburst.
You've no need to apologize. Still, I must ask, are you certain?
I must go. I would see with my own eyes. See where and how my mother and her people suffered.
I'm glad we ended up going to Hyzant. That's actually where I wanted to go if I were to make the decision myself. I've made the decision myself 4 other times though, so it's fine for the game to do it for me. The plot line in Esfrost is just a little bit weaker. We like fight off some bandits that escaped from prison or something like that.
By order of King Regner, Serenoa escorts their esteemed guests back home, beyond the forest and over the mountains to a vast sand-swept land. Before long, a grand wall of stone rises before them. Known as the goddess's shield, behind it lies the source, Nozelia's only supply of salt. Upon the lake shores of the source towers a giant likeness of the goddess, ever watching over the flourishing city and the palace below. This is the holy state of Hyzant.
I could pick a character. I'm not sure how much of an impact it'll be on me actually using that character in combat.
I had heard tales of the goddess's shield, but its grandeur surpasses even my imagination.
It protected the holy state from both Glenbrook and Esfrost during the war. None in history have succeeded in breaching it. Do you think you might fare better, Lord Serenoa?
I think penetrating these walls would be nigh impossible.
A most courteous answer. I should have expected as much.
What's that sound?
Have a good night, Chomper.
Could this be?
Is this the hour of worship I've heard so much about?
Indeed. Hyzantians offer their prayers up to the goddess's statue every day. They thank her for her blessing, for bestowing us with the source, from which all Norzalia's salt is harvested.
To see every citizen pray is astonishing.
The goddess truly is at the center of all Hyzant, just as the stories say.
Even so, are there none who'd use this time of worship to rob their fellow citizens?
There are none so misguided among the goddess's believers.
All Hyzantians are guaranteed food, clothing, and shelter. The holy state has done everything in its power to eliminate poverty and ensure equality. As a result, no one envies others or craves riches for selfish reasons.
Certainly, if everyone were equal, there would be naught to fight about.
But achieving absolute equality is impossible.
The words of an unbeliever. The goddess showers her blessings fairly upon all who follow her teachings.
Before we visit the Hierophant, there is one thing I must tell you about Lady Frederica.
Under normal circumstances, the head of our nation would not permit an audience with one of Rosellan extract. We have explained the circumstances, however, and she has been granted special permission to enter the palace as an envoy.
That said, we would ask that Lady Frederica remain silent before the Holy One.
Silent? Why?
I reiterate that typically she would not be so much as allowed to attend. We ask for your understanding of our creed.
You mean to treat one of Glenbrook's delegates as if she weren't even there?
Prince Roland, you are here in secret. It would not do for you to gainsay another nation's religious creed. I have no objections.
My apologies.
You needn't apologize. Let us do what we came here for.
We appreciate your understanding. Now then, let us show you to the palace.
That is where the Hierophant resides.
The Hierophant imparts us with the goddess's divine messages. None are allowed to look upon the Holy One's face. None save Minister Edor, who conveys their divine words to us.
Pardon our intrusion. Lord Serenoa Wolfort of Glenbrook has escorted us home on behalf of King Regner.
Sadly, this theme that's playing right now is not available on the Triangle Strategy soundtrack.
The Hierophant speaks to you. Serenoa Wolfort, we thank you for your gracious gesture. We are overjoyed and humbled that you have chosen to grace our nation with your presence.
I am unworthy of such high praise, but honored nonetheless.
This might be one of my favorite pieces from
House Wolfort and Hyzant have shared
soundtrack.
a deep bond ever since the Sultan War. On behalf of the Saintly Seven, it is my wish that our friendship will be as strong as it was with your Lord Father.
But of course, I strive to one day measure up to his greatness.
You will also, in time, succeed Lord Simon as advisor to the mining venture, I hear. The Hierophant would hear your true thoughts on the endeavor.
I think it a valuable endeavor that will fairly profit everyone.
Certainly. The Holy One shares your opinion. If benefit spreads evenly throughout the land, peace and happiness will follow.
And yet creating an equal society that all will accept is no easy task.
That difficulty is precisely what makes it worth doing. Together, let us bring true peace to Norzelia. The goddess always watches over those who believe in her. May you all receive her divine protection.
I apologize for visiting you in secret, but there is something I must ask you. I have heard that the people of Hyzant live in equality. They say the goddess showers blessings upon those who follow her teachings. Is that the only reason?
Oh, a studious one you are, Prince Roland. King Regna has raised you well.
Welcome in, Mortal Tekken.
Of course, the goddess's teachings are at the core of the equality our citizens enjoy. But there are many measures taken by the Holy State to ensure the happiness of our people.
Minister Lila's Ministry of Medicine, which dedicates itself to the study of preserving life, is another example of this. The results of their research have allowed many people to overcome illness and injury and live long, healthy lives.
Fascinating. I would like to hear more about Hyzant's medical discoveries.
I see we managed to pique your interest. Minister Lila, I leave our guests in your capable hands. Pray, show them around the ministry, and let them admire Hyzant's pursuit of life and magic.
To see how things are going on back at the Crown City in Glenbrook.
Brother, where is Roland? I've yet to see him today.
And you shan't, for he has left. Took it upon himself to join the mission abroad.
He did? I see.
Again, prioritizing his personal wishes above his station. Is there no end to his selfishness?
You haven't any love for him, have you?
Love? I would rather think of him as little as humanly possible.
How can you say that? He's family.
Royal family, and our duty is to the crown above all. Do not look to Roland for inspiration if you wish to carry yourself in a manner befitting your station, dear Cordelia.
Alright. Back to where we were in Hyzant.
Look, a Rosellan. I heard she's an envoy from Glenbrook.
Be that as it may, is her kind even allowed to enter our halls?
I can only assume she received special permission, since Minister Lila's showing her around.
Ironic, considering the wishes of us researchers are hardly ever granted.
What a splendid facility you have here. I can see why your nation excels in the medical arts.
I think it's a nice touch that, like, Frederica, oops.
Normally, only ministry staff are allowed in. Having outsiders view our work is unprecedented.
I think there's a nice touch that Frederica notices, like, when, people around her are being racist. And a lot of the other characters, like, they get the really overt stuff, but they miss some of the subtle stuff. I think that's, a nice mirror of, reality.
We cannot thank you enough for your generosity.
Like, it's just so on the nose, but, like, I think that,
I heard correctly.
If you're
Sounds like you are researching
not
life
aware of how society is enough, then, like, maybe you do need to actually just get whacked over the head with it,
That we are. In order to cure illnesses and injuries, we must set our sights high.
Even illnesses deemed uncurable in other nations?
There is no miracle panacea in this world, but we like to think nothing is impossible.
Wonderful. And would you be willing to share those results with others, should you achieve them?
If you believe in the goddess's teachings, yes. At least, that is what I would expect the Holy One to say.
Minister Lila, the preparations for the experiment are complete.
My apologies, but I must get back to work. You are free to take a look around. However, I ask you to not enter the restricted areas.
Of course, nothing is free in the Ministry, nor anywhere in Hyzant. And of course, when people are forced to adhere to teachings, there are some who will resist.
Who might you be?
Just a researcher, nothing more.
What was his problem?
Saranoa, I could use some fresh air, if you don't mind.
But of course, let us take a break outside.
There's levels to this. Yeah, I'm gonna take this exploration time to talk about some stuff about Hyzant. So, the general gameplay flow of Triangle Strategy is every chapter there's a story bit, so like really long dialogue. There's a exploration bit, like what we're doing right now, and a combat bit. And it's about evenly spread out between all three of them, which is actually, I think, is really nice. Obviously, if you like die a lot in combat, then the combat bits can be a bit longer. Is it because I'm out of money? Oh, that's not as much as he has. Okay, I see now. So during this part, normally we would like walk around and we would, you know, find things to buy and whatnot. And pick up items off the ground, but because I've already found all of them, you know, there's not going to be anything for us to find. Let's get some of these amulets here. This shops like this are like a once ever thing. So if you don't buy them now, you don't get them. Doesn't matter. We already have every character equipped with their best equipment at this point. So it's not going to matter too much. You don't even need any materials at all because like the only time we're going to really buy stuff in this playthrough. So you can talk to people, they'll say things. Alright, so Hyzant. Hyzant is a theocracy. It's ruled by the 7 ministers. There's a minister of salt, a minister of war, minister of like diplomacy, blah 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 blah. The minister of medicine, Lila, that we were talking to just now. And so the people of Hyzant are believers in the goddess. I forget their goddess's name. They'll probably talk about it at some point in time. But basically, they live in a practically perfect society as long as you ignore the secret racism. So, like, they all are paid a general stipend, so they get free housing, they get free clothing, they get free food. They own a monopoly on the salt in the whole continent, and we have to trade with them in order to get that salt, so it's a really rich nation. And there's, like, no crime, and, you know, they do things like exile and executions and things like that. For the people that do break the laws, but generally speaking, most of the public will never like run into any issues, right? You're not going to get like mugged out in the streets. So they have generally the best, like a random person in Hyzant has a really great life. The problem is that all of that wealth is built on slavery. So they have this huge like race of people that are just spending all of their time doing free labor in the salt mines, making this wealth for these people that don't have to work. And it's like, it's hard to ignore the parallels between that and like slavery in the United States, or really anywhere, but I'm most familiar with slavery in the United States, where like we built all this wealth as a nation because we held on to like chattel slavery for the longest among all civilized nations, you know? But getting away from real life politics, like I think that it's interesting to watch other people play this for the first time and like see what their reactions are to coming across a nation like Hyzant, because it's like even within our party, like Roland is like, oh, this place doesn't seem too bad. Like, yeah, I kind of like how there's no crime and everyone's treated equally and all this other stuff, and you know, it's great. And if you compare it to something like Glenbrook, which is a what do you call that? They have a royal family, and they all have like fealty to the royal family. So basically, however you're born, like that's your social status. Like there's no movement. So if you're born to a poor family, you're going to be like poor and worthless for your whole life because that's what you were born as. And if you're born to a royal family, then you're royalty. So you're at high status for your entire life, no matter what you do. So there's like no social mobility in Glenbrook. Meanwhile, in Esfrost, there's a whole bunch of social liberty because it's a meritocracy. So basically, if you work really hard and you get recognized for stuff, then you can move up the ranks and you can do all this other stuff. So you're like, it's the complete opposite of Hyzant, where everyone is like equal. It's like almost communism because everyone gets free they get free basics, and everyone's treated the same. At Esfrost, most of the people are poor and have a terrible life. Almost all of them do, but there are a couple of really, really rich people because that's just how capitalism works. And in Glenbrook, like, you know, most people are okay. Some people are like kind of bad off, and like some very few people are like really well off, but like generally it's kind of mostly an average nation. So like all the societies have like something wrong with them, and kind of like the game tries to make you choose throughout like which one is like the least bad thing. And I think that that's like a very interesting like meta thing to like take your own human experiences, apply them into the game, and then like have opinions about how bad or off certain nations are. He says it's wealth, not wealth that drives Hyzant, but the faith and happiness of her people. But you're only able to get that happiness because you have so much money from having the monopoly on salt. And you have so much money that literally everyone can have free housing and free clothes and free everything. And I'm only scratching the surface. This is still only chapter 3. There are going to be so many like lore dumps, and like there's so many callbacks to the Salt Iron War, which happened 30 years ago. And like the previous generation of big names. Like all this is on the playlist. So like if you go to my channel and like go scroll down to the RPG section, I have 4 complete playthroughs of this game. The first 2 are like probably the best ones to look at because I was like super new, so I was learning all the stuff at the time. So if you want to like go lore diving, those are good resources. I already know all the lore now, so you'll get like background context when it comes up, but I'm not going to like dive into it unless it comes up, really. But in those first 2 playthroughs, I was like wandering around and like finding stuff out before I needed to, or like after I needed, or after the moment passed, you know? Is there wealth springs from the source. The Roselle work there tirelessly day after day, harvesting salt to atone for their past sins. You know, sure, okay. We believers offer up our prayer to the goddess who bestows her blessings upon us. Those blessings in turn bring us happiness. So they just sit around and pray all day while their slaves do all the work and give them the money. And as long as one believes in the goddess here, wealth and happiness will surely follow. Now you'll notice that they keep on saying, like, throughout, oh yeah, anyone that believes in the goddess's teaching will get this. Or like, as long as you believe in it, then you'll be fine. So, you know, they keep on adding that qualifier, so you gotta wonder what happens when, you know, for one thing, you know, they're basing things off of belief, right? Like, how can you actually measure someone's belief? And the answer is, well, the enforcers make that decision for you. So even if you do believe, but you're not acting in a way that benefits them, they could just say, oh, you're not believing, or you're not believing well enough, so it's over for you, you know? Hey, they're cheesy. Less to do with the goddess teaching than just producing salt. Why other lazy citizens don't labor at the source. It is difficult to understand why, in this nation that touts equality, the Roselle must suffer such discrimination. Your shift is over? Alright, well, how are the games, Mystery Man? Thanks for stopping by. I don't often use this one. I usually do the first or the last one. This nation was built upon the profits from salt. The source is a sacred place, and yet only the Roselle are forced to labor away there. Hyzant has already accumulated sufficient wealth off their salt taxes, and no one needs to actually work here. And there's nothing here anymore. I mean, I could talk to all these NPCs. It's not worth it. They're not going to tell me anything new. And then I can actually go into the Ministry of Medicine. And you did Air Riders? Nice. Some places we're not allowed to go to. Some of the medical people. Anna's here. So is Benedict. Let's end our exploration and then do some combat.
We got our hands on a fine souvenir thanks to Lady Frederica.
It is quite the feat indeed. Serenoa has terrible taste when it comes to gifts.
Thank you indeed, Frederica.
It was my pleasure.
Should we ask Minister Lila about what ails Lord Simon?
No. Even now, Lord Simon commands great influence. We cannot let others know about his condition.
I understand. Not even our allies can know of our weaknesses, lest they use them against us.
Indeed. We cannot risk exposing ourselves to such danger, for the young lord's sake as well.
What was that?
It appears there is a stir around the ministry.
I shall investigate. Some researchers at the Ministry ran off with its secrets.
Do you think my ministry was infiltrated by unbelievers?
Unbelievers?
Heathens who reject the goddess's teachings.
At their head is a researcher named Plinius, who escaped with some of our most valuable findings. You must retrieve these documents for us, Exham.
Consider it done. But they could be anywhere in town by now. I will need all the eyes I can get on the lookout.
I must remain here at the Ministry. Their spies may still be among us.
Minister Exham, we would be happy to be of service.
We are in your debt, Lord Sereno.
The men we pursue are researchers, proficient in the arcane arts. The insight of one versed in their ways would be invaluable to us.
Take Corentin with you.
Oh,
He
that's
is
right,
one
it
of
was
my
Corentin.
most talented researchers. Corentin, you are to go with House Wolfort and help them retrieve our research from Plinius.
As you wish, Minister.
All right, my friends. The pursuit begins.
Forced to use these, and I'm only allowed 6 more. I feel like I should add Frederica, because I think it's ironic to have a Rosalian aid the minister. I need to choose a healer, so I could either use Gila, or I could use Cordelia, or I can use what's her name? Wait, where? Oh, Hasbara. Let's sort by most used, and then use our least used healer. It's Cordelia, because of course it is. And then I don't think it's time to bring out Quahog yet. And the characters up here kind of too broken. Maybe kind of take it easy early on.
Time for a bruising.
Just throw out a couple of archers here. And then I need someone to like be in the front lines. Aerodor's too easy. Let's use a dodge tank instead. Let's be even more risky. Actually, let's be even more risky. And just choose Maxwell for that. Okay, we can choose Flanagan.
My shield is impregnable.
A little more boring. And now for the order. Archers, I believe, will stay over here. Corentin's going to get himself killed very early on. I think this is good. 600 land. Wow. You really got up there. I'm master rank 0 at the moment. I wasn't even planning on reaching master anytime soon, but I hopped on with Poncho. I think that was last night, maybe. Got some games in. So I'm thinking I'll do a Unite stream tomorrow.
Linnaeus, give yourself up. There is no escape for heathens like yourself. Even attempting to steal our nation's secrets is a grave crime. One I know you have not forgotten.
This research is my life's work. I have poured my blood, sweat, and tears into it. What is so wrong with treating it as my own?
And here we come with the issue with the state owning everything. So this guy is like, I actually did the research for this. This is my research. And the state is saying, no, you work for us. It's our research. And he just wants to own it himself. And this is the issue with equality. You know, not everyone is a researcher. Not everyone is has the same capabilities.
Plinius, such an untainted passion for knowledge cannot hope to survive here.
I had heard that Hyzant was a land without strife. It would seem that was too good to be true. We mustn't allow Plinius and his lackeys to get away. After them!
Ready for battle. Farewell.
You leave me with no recourse. I needed that. Forward!
We doing this?
Didn't want to attack me, huh? I really don't want to be in the crosshairs of like 3, but I can actually make this a little bit easier on me because if I look at his abilities, he's got Scorch as his main ability. Has a range of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He actually can't really hit me. Right? Scorch air effect. All enemies within range. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one. So if I stand here, then they like kind of can't hit me. If I put a steel trap here, then anyone that steps forward will step on it and interrupt their turn.
Someone give an old man a hand.
Man, these arrows aren't really going like I wanted them to.
You're not getting away.
My turn now.
fight for peace.
They're like not really going to resistant to fire. Oh, I could actually use Fire Eater here. Which actually seems like it would be useful.
Be one with the flames.
Nice, exactly as I planned it.
It falls to me.
Freeze! Most interesting.
My time has come. You dare test my shield?
Ready for battle. My turn now. To end this fight.
My thanks. You leave me with no recourse. You will regret ridiculing me. The price for such insolence is your life. Freeze!
Nope, he used ice. I protected against fire and he used ice.
Not an option. Wait your turn. Ha ha!
Let's go then. Gotcha.
How annoying.
Allow me.
Someone give an old man a hand. There.
Time for some research.
There's no friendly fire in this game. It's pretty nice, even on the highest difficulty.
Are you in need?
On guard.
Ready for battle. You're wide open.
I'm actually weak to
Let's go.
that.
Stay strong.
To work.
Gotcha. Defeat is not an option.
I'll make it. Ha ha! Very well then.
me show you what I've learned.
Well, so much for that guy.
Be one with the flames.
Someone give an old man a hand.
Time to end this. You've left yourself open.
Now then, to work.
%45 chance to silence, or just lower their movement ability. You can't even cast this next turn anyway. Have a good night, Mystery Man.
My time has come. On guard! Painful, wasn't it?
What a mess! My time to shine!
Let's go then. How about that?
I won't hold you back.
Wow, that's a lot of range to have on this character. I think I'll step up and then just use heal.
I'm here. That feels good.
Oh, we lost Flanagan. This is not going to be a deathless run. Ah well. There's no benefit for this being a deathless run, because the benefit of a deathless run is that when you do New Game Plus, you get an extra item. But this is the last playthrough, so...
We can win this. Point me at him. I'll end you. Perfect opportunity.
Trish, you're on a roll.
Someone give an old man a hand.
So, it falls to me. I do not miss. Yes, very effective.
I can do this.
doing this? Got nowhere to run.
Then where shall we strike?
Point me at him! You're done for!
You leave me with no recourse. Freeze!
I will end this.
Where was I? I do not miss.
Someone give an old man a hand. You're not getting away.
My turn now. I pray this helps.
That's a help.
We doing this?
Ha! Wait! How about that?
For the honor of House Wolfort.
I fight for peace. I can do this. May this be enough.
Now then, to work.
You'll be hearing my daughter over the baby monitor. Not quite sure what you can hear over the what it's picking up over the mic.
Ready for battle.
You're definitely gonna hear that, I'm sure. Oh, Trish picking up all the KOs here.
You're wide open.
Wait!
That worked, huh?
My goddess! I'm not your pawn. I am merely...
Hey there, Pika.
What did you hope to do with our secrets? Sell them for riches?
No. We wished only for freedom in our research. Knowing we would be granted no such liberty here, we were left with no choice.
I see. You rebel against her teachings, as I suspected. Take them away. You have our gratitude, Lord Serenoa. We could not have apprehended the heretics without you.
What will happen to them now?
They will probably be exiled or killed.
They will be punished for their wrongdoings, of course. Defying the goddess's teachings is the most grave crime one can commit in Hyzant.
I see now. The quality here stems from their thorough elimination of heretics.
You did well, Corentin. For your efforts, you deserve a reward.
If you insist, I do have a request. I would like permission to embark on a journey. I wish to learn more about the medicines of other lands.
Greater knowledge of medicine would prove useful in our studies of life. I will consider it.
We will take our leave here.
Master Corentin, thank you for your help today.
There's something I would speak with you about. Do you have a moment? This place is too conspicuous. Let us talk elsewhere.
You wish to leave Hyzant?
Yes. I wish to study magic, not medicine.
But just before, you spoke of wanting to observe medical treatment in other nations.
Merely a pretense to gain permission to leave. We cannot research freely in Hyzant. We are simply tasked with fulfilling our designated roles. Furthermore, no matter how revolutionary our discoveries may be, the world at large will never know them.
You mean to say you tire of Hyzant's secrecy?
You're not much different than those so-called heretics, then. Could it be you feel some connection with them?
To tell the truth, I was well aware of Plinius' plan. But I was a coward. One who could neither stop nor join them. And because of it, I ended up capturing those with whom I sympathized. I wish never to feel this way again.
And thus you mean to leave the Holy State entirely?
Yes. I have no intention of returning to the Ministry. Which is why I must ask if you would allow me to journey with you, as a member of House Wolfort.
My lord, while he may be a unique character, he undoubtedly possesses a great understanding of the arcane.
There is one thing I must know. Would you be troubled traveling alongside my betrothed, knowing her heritage?
Not at all. I'm abandoning Hyzant, and the goddess's teachings with it. On the contrary, Lady Frederica's magic fascinates me. I would love to learn more about it.
But of course.
Very well then. Welcome to our ranks, Corentin. Pursue your studies to your heart's content. I only ask that you put them to use on House Wolfort's behalf.
Of course. You have my thanks, Lord Serenoa.
Thalos, how does Drugan fare? As blustery and boastful as ever, brother. He is simply beside himself that his contributions to the mine have been recognized.
So he has achieved a measure of success. Perhaps I underestimated him.
What concern is he of ours? He is Svarog's son and of thinner blood.
We are not Glenbrook or Hyzant, Thalus. In Esfrost, a man is judged for his deeds, not his pedigree.
And yet you have appointed me Prime Minister, have you not?
I have given you an opportunity, brother. Do not be mistaken. If you wish to keep your position, prove to me you are deserving of it.
Understood, brother mine.
Dear brother, do with Thalus as you please, but I bid you be wary of Dragan and Svarog. I've reason to believe they've designs on higher seats.
If they mean to overthrow me, then let them try. I shall relish the opportunity to crush them.
It's time we head home. You aren't forgetting anything, are you, my lord?
Eridor, I told you, I'm not a child anymore.
I'm sorry, my lord. Whenever I see your face, I can't help but think of the lad I once knew.
Can you not lower your voice? You'll disturb the whole city at this rate.
House Wolford certainly is lively.
Indeed. I've never seen such a big, happy family.
I'm glad they allowed you to travel with us.
As am I. I intend to revolutionize the world with my research.
Very well and good, but we also have a wedding to prepare for. Busy times lie ahead, Frederica.
Yes.
Let us make it a grand wedding. Duet, prepare an extravagant gift worthy of my best friend.
Yes, Your Highness.
It seems I'm just in time.
Had to step away for a moment.
I came to thank you and see you off on behalf of the Holy One.
We are the ones who should thank you. Glenbrook and House Wolford shall not.
I'm gonna have a long night ahead of me, but that's okay.
I'm happy to have seen Hyzant with my own eyes. Till we meet again.
Prince Roland, Lord Serenor, the future of Norzelia is in the hands of the young, those like ourselves. I much look forward to our next meeting.
We have heard much about how all in Hyzant are blessed by the goddess's teachings. And yet, they told us almost nothing of the Roselle.
Didn't even get to see one.
What sort of lives do they live here? What sort of life did Mother lead?
Is something the matter, Frederica?
Forgive me. I was merely lost in thought.
Thoughts of the Roselle, I presume.
Yes. I wondered what effect it might have on your relations with Hyzant, now that we are to wed.
Right now, our three nations work together, but none can say what the future holds. Whatever may occur, know that you will not have to bear it alone. It will be a burden for all of House Wolford to bear, together.
Thank you, Serenoa.
Chapter 3 end. Things get a little crazy after this, so if you're interested in a roller coaster story, be sure to tune in. We play this about twice a week. I'm gonna end it here. I got some parenting to do. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Tomorrow we're going to come back at it with some Pokemon Unite, maybe some Star Rail, hopefully both. I don't know, probably not both, but you know, we'll see what we can do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye.